In this video, I break down the guitar part to High Class and Borrowed Shoes by Max Webster. Released in 1977 on the album of the same title, the music was written by Kim Mitchell and the lyrics by Dubois. Enjoy. We start off with this. Those are eighth notes, so if you're counting it in as 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's letting it ring, no muting there, and that's just E on the 3rd string, which is 9th fret. 2nd finger on the G, which is the 8th fret on the 2nd string. Then he goes into this. On the recording, he does this, which is a B minor. So you've got it's just root position B minor triad, B, D, and F sharp. So 9th fret, and then he bars the 7th fret here. Now, what you do here, you want to build a crescendo, so you kind of start off with it palm muted, and then you release, and then apply a little bit more pressure on the picking. And then when he goes to the D, which is a 2nd inversion D triad, A, D, F sharp, just barring. So Kim did that all the time. Having the keyboard and the bass player, he could do all those little triads. Did it in many tunes in the Max repertoire. They're all over the place, and his solo work. So anyway, you bar the 7th fret, and that's the recorded version. Now, he also will sometimes emulate the keyboard. I've heard him do this, where he'll do the keyboard part on the guitar. That's the keyboard part, but and then you vibrato the A. If you're going to do that, start at the 7th fret on the D. So that's going to be 7 to 9, slide. And then you go to the G string, and you're going to hammer 7 to 9. Then when you go to the B string, 2nd string, you're going to go G, F sharp, which is 8, 7. And you repeat, but you do it slightly different now the 2nd time. So you're going to slide 7 to 9, hit the D, and skip to the 2nd string G, A. Then. So down in the 1st position, it's just the boogie woogie thing. And he's basically just doing the 2 strings. So the A5, A and E, and then A6. And then I'll go up to the A7, right? So A and G. So A, E, A, F sharp, G is just the boogie woogie. Now with your palm mute, your right hand, you want to make sure you're palm muting. So you're going to, you start off with it unpalm muted. You go like this. But as soon as you start doing that chugga chugga thing, you want to have your palm down. Now then he goes up to this. So what is that? Similar to the first thing, E, G, but now you're at the 14th and 13th and you're doing A, C. It's the same thing. Now what he's doing in the bottom though, he's playing the harmonic on the 12th fret, but he's muting it. Then back to this. Or back to the 1st position. Now when he starts singing, he just drops the A, G, and he just sticks to the 5, 6, so A5 and A6. And just up to the C power chord. Then you're going to go into the run. So the chromatic run starts on the 2nd fret. And it's just 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you slide, position change, and you go 6, 7, 8, 9. So F sharp, D, F sharp, A, sharp, B, C, C sharp. Now what he does here, because he's on C sharp with the pinky, he drops down the D, which is the 5th fret on the A string. Same thing, run, right? It's chromatic, same thing. Now he's on F here at the 4 with his 4th finger. So he's going to drop to the F sharp on the D string. He's going to stop the run on the A. Then he's going to play a G after. So all together. And then slide down. Which is open. Okay, so after the run, go up to the D part. So that's just D5, D6, right? Rockabilly thing. So you got 7th and 9th. So you definitely get a workout between your index and 2nd finger. Some people would like to do it like this. Fine if you want to do it like that, or you can do it like this. So if you want to palm mute while you're singing that, just at the end there you kind of take it off and then you let it ring, fully ring. Back down to the run. And what's that? That's just 12, 14 on the G string. Slide down 1 to the 11th on the G string. And then your 2nd finger's on the D, which is 12th fret on the D string. And then you slide down 1 more to F. And here you're doing a descending A augmented triad. So you've got augmented triad is going to be F, C sharp, A, which is 10, 11, 12. And then you're going to go G, C sharp, G. And on the A. Which is the 10th fret on the B string. Give it a little vibrato. What's that? Just E? F, E, G, D. Then he goes into that classic Max Websterish riff, which is this. Starting on B, which is the 9th fret on the D string, and you go chromatic, so it's B, C, C sharp, so 9, 10, 11, then open A, then you go back to the 11, you play it once, then you go up to the next string, which is E, F, F sharp, so 9, 10, 11, then open D. So you do a little position shift after you go. And that ringing of the D string gives you that little half second where you can just slide your index up. repeats that. Into the interlude, he's going to start here on the 14th fret. So 14-10 on the B string. Then you drop to the G, which is 12th on the 3rd string. And then E, A, B, which is 9th on the G string to 10th on the B string, then 12th on the B string. Repeat. The first part, then he does a little 14, 13, 12 on the D string. So you got so basically that little passage there is almost the same notes as the first thing, it's just arranged in a different order. You had this. And when he goes to this, it's E, A, B, C sharp, A, you got to bend that B there. So what's that? Go up to here. That's the index finger on the 17th fret of the 2nd string. Your 3rd finger on the 19th fret of the G string, which is D. And you're going to stretch that. It's a full bend to be unison. So you got to stretch the D all the way up to E. And at the very end of that, so, oh yeah, so anyway, go back to this. Then you slide up 1 fret, and you're going to be on D sharp and F. Then you slide back down. Then you go to the 1st and 2nd string, you're going to have your index finger on A and your 3rd finger on G. You hit that first, then you hit the G, and then you bend. And he's pulling it into it while he plays up. So you're picking down. And when he bends down, when he ends it, he's releasing that bend, and he's having that dissonant G to A. right at the end. And then back down to this. Now then, what he does up here, this part, is he similar to in the beginning, but he's going sliding into it, which is just you pick 12 and 13 on the B and the G string, and you slide up to the 13, 14. Then he goes. So what's that? That's just second string, 8, 7, 6, 5, and you do it 3 times. And that's just, we hit the E after 3 times, right? Which is drop down to the G string, 5, 6. And then drop down to the D string, 5, and just hit that single note. And then to the A string, you hit D, C sharp, D, C sharp, D, and low E. So. And you can choke it too if you want, right? And this passage here, these are all choke notes. You can choke that whole thing too, it sounds cool. I think that's what he's doing. And you hit the low E. Now the outro, it's the same run as before in the beginning. Now when you get to the A, you're going to do position change. You're going to start this second run. It's a little bit different on F, so you're going to go to here. So after you do this A from the first run, you're going to jump to E, F here. Which is F, F sharp, G, F, F sharp, G, sharp, A. That's another position change. So you go F, F sharp, G, sharp. Right? Then you repeat the C. And you end on this E before the final descend. Let's just slowly go over that again. So you got then shift. And the very last one you can slide 1. So you're ending it on this E, which is the 14th fret on the D string. So the descend run, starting on the B string, goes like this. So what is that? That's 13, 12, 10. Then 12, 11, 10. Then 10, 11, 10 on the A string, 10 on the E string, and 9 on the E string. So, got a little slide down, then open A, fourths, D, G, C. And so when you play this, you want to you don't want to hold them all down at the same time. You want to kind of release each one as you're finished it. So when you do this little, after I play the D here and I roll to the G, I'm not hearing the D anymore. So I don't want it to all ring in together. I want it to be, you know, separate, right? And palm muted that. So 5, 7, then 5, 6, 5, 5, 4, A power chord at the end, and then do your little thing here where you slide down, and that's the end. So that last thing is just A and C.